Oh, Jeffy, you better march yourself upstairs right now and clean up your room.
No more excuses, young man. Your mother and I have told you for a week now to pick up your room.
What happened to my good boy who always did what he was told?
And you better not come out of that room until it's all clean!
Oh, this stinks. How did my room get this way in the first place? Never gonna be able to pick it up all by myself. I don't see why my parents care. It's my room. I'm 39 years old. I should be able to do what I want.
Jeffy, what are you doing, Jeffy?
Oh, not now. I've got an existential crisis going on.
I can see that your room looks to be quite a mess.
I know. I don't know how I'm gonna pick it up all by myself. And I don't see why my parents care. After all, it's my room.
But Jeffy, it's important to keep your room clean. You live in your parents' house, and you have to obey the rules. After all, you should always want to make your parents happy. Don't you love them?
Of course I love my parents, but I don't see what cleaning up my room has to do with loving them. And those are silly old rules anyway.
Jeffy, just because you don't understand why your parents gave you the rules doesn't make the rules that they gave you obsolete. You still live in their house, and they still look after you. And if you love your parents, you will obey them. And that means obeying all of the rules, no matter how long ago the rules were established.
But I can't do it. It's too hard.
Jeffy, your parents would not have given you rules to follow if they were too hard for you to obey. It's time to put away your own desires and start heeding to the will of those in charge of you.
I guess I could start picking up my toys, but I don't have a clue how I'm gonna get the gum off the bedpost.
Good morning, all you beautiful people out there. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it. I pray that whatever your hand finds to do today, you work at it with all your heart as if doing it unto the Lord. This is Torah-Pologetics, Part 15, Better Than Sacrifice. Let's get into it and defend the faith. Here we go. It is important for us as Christians to always obey God's rules from the greatest to the least, whether we understand the reason or not, because obedience is better than sacrifice.
But Jesus said that we're supposed to love God, and that should be enough.
Right. And if you love God, you'll obey Him. Kind of like you should obey your parents and get to cleaning your room.
It just seems so hard and unfair.
Well, you have free will, and there's always the option to move out if you feel like you don't need their protection anymore.
But the housing market is so overpriced.
Probably tough to afford a house on the allowance that your parents give you. But hey man, at least interest rates are going down.
I'm better off just staying here. It's safer.
Well, if you're not ready to cross the valley of the shadow of death, it's probably a good idea to listen to the shepherd's voice. But I digress. You can't say that you love someone and do the opposite of what they tell you to do. That's called being two-faced. Jesus said in John chapter 14, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." He also said in Matthew 22:37 to love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. So if we are to love God with all of our heart, soul, and strength and keep His commandments, it's probably a good idea to figure out exactly what all of His commandments are and where they're located.
I got news for you.
They're all located right here in the front of the book. And there are perks to obeying His commandments as well. He said in Deuteronomy, "Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you keep my commandments, and a curse if you don't." So if you want to receive the blessings that God has in store for you, you've got to be
Obsequious.
just do it. And to those that say, He told that to the Israelites, that doesn't apply to us. My first question is, if there's 10 lost tribes out there somewhere, how do you know that you're not the bloodline of one of those 10 tribes? And my second question is,
Yes, do.
why would you think that His blessings apply to you, but the rules don't? That's like adopting a child into your family and telling that child that he doesn't have to obey the same rules as the biological children. You wouldn't do that, so what makes you think that God would do that? We all want God to bless us, but did you know that the Bible says, "But if one turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination"? Those are strong words coming from a God who never changes. So don't get cursed for disobeying God's Torah. whether or not you understand exactly as to why he told you to do something. So, how's that room coming, buddy? That a boy, you better obey your parents, because it's a hard life without them. Look, one of these days, we're all going to stand before his throne on the day of judgment, and he will either tell us, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," or "Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness, for I never knew you." It doesn't matter whether or not you were raised keeping his commandments. You can do it. It's not too hard. Because if you love God, you'll obey him. Because obedience is better than sacrifice. But hey, either way, I love you guys, and I'm going to keep praying for you.